Hey friend, welcome to this channel. Here we make mathematics easy and understandable for all. Today we will talk about completing the square method that is being used for quadratic equation. So what is completing the square? Completing the square is when we try to add to a binomial of form x squared plus bx a constant such that when the result will give us a perfect square. So what does that mean? For example, we have here x squared plus 2x being the binomial. So if we add 1, we will have x plus 1 all squared. So that's just how completing the square method works. So you try to find that constant for which when you add that constant to the polynomial or to the binomial we have, it will give us a perfect square. Now, the way to find that constant is just to take, if you have the binomial of the form x squared plus bx, we will take the coefficient that multiply b and we divide it by 2 and we square it all. So we have this. So that's the constant. That's the constant we're trying to find. In fact, when you have x plus b divided by 2 all square, if we develop this, we have x squared plus bx plus b divided by 2 all square. That's actually what we want. So let's take an example. Let's take this example and see how we can illustrate what we are trying to talk about. So now in this example, the coefficient of x squared is 2. So the first thing we'll have to do is to divide the left side and the right side by 2. If you divide the left side and the right side by 2, we will have x squared plus 5x minus 3 divided by 2 equal to 0. Now, the second step, therefore, will be to find the perfect square of this. What's the perfect square of x squared plus 5x? We have it here. The perfect square will be x plus 5 divided by 2 all square. This means that x squared plus 5x will therefore equal to its perfect square minus that constant. That's 5 divided by 2 all square. So if you replace then this expression into our original equation, this one, we will have, what do we get? We get x plus 5 divided by 2 all square minus, what is 5 divided by 2 all square? That's 25 divided by 4 minus 3 divided by 2 equal to 0. Now, what is this? So 3 divided by 2 could also be written as 6 divided by 4. So we can see here we have 6, or let me write in another color. You can see that here we have 6 divided by 4. So all calculus done will get this. We get x plus 5 divided by 2 square minus 31 divided by 4 equal to 0. At this point, we have simplified the problem. The problem is so much simplified. So the only thing now we'll have to do is to isolate the constant term. What is the constant term here? The constant term is negative 31 divided by, or we say 31 divided by 4. So by isolating, we'll have x plus 5 divided by 2 square equal to 31 divided by 4. Now here we just apply the square root procedure. The square root method is actually what we use in another video. If you have time, you go and look for that video where we actually solve some equation using the square root method. So here, what do we get? So by applying the square root method, this equation will become absolute value of x plus 5 divided by 2 equal to the square root of 31 is what? It's a square root of 31, and the square root of 4 is 2. In fact, in the square root procedure, we'll have this form, just for you to understand. You have this form equal to square root of 31 divided by 2 all square. So that's why we are able to do this. So here, what do we get? We get x plus 5 divided by 2 equal to square root of 31 divided by 2, or x plus 5 divided by 2 equal to negative 31 divided by 2. So finally, what do we get? We get x. So if you take the first equation, we'll have x equal to 31 square root of 31 minus 5 divided by 2. And the second equation will give us x equal to negative 31 or we can write it even in a better way. We can write it as negative or square root of 31 plus 5 divided by 2. So the solution is, there's two numbers. So the solution is negative 31 plus 5 divided by 2, and we have square root of 31 minus 5 divided by 2. And that's our solution. And you see through this video, you saw how we use the completing the square method to actually solve a quadratic equation. Let us know how you see the video. Let us know if there's a better way to do this. And until then, see you next time.